Hello, my name is Kris Catalyst. So today we are making something very special, very unique, very delicious, very scrumptious. That involves a little hint right here. What is it? Sushi! It actually is inspired by Dr. Sebi's Alkaline vegan list. I'm adding a few different things that are not alkaline, but they're optional. So let's get started and let me show you what you'll need. This is one of my favorite mushrooms, King Trumpet. It's kind of difficult to find, so if you can't find this one, I would recommend shiitake or portobello. Any is fine, but honestly these are just perfect for the occasion of sushi. You will need some avocados, some quinoa, sea salt, onion powder, either minced ginger or use ginger powder, basil, dill, minced garlic, tahini, and a little bit of agave. And all of that is gonna be to season the mushrooms, and we're gonna cook it a little bit and then, you know, just do the magic. And that's all. Stay tuned. So for quinoa, my ratio is 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. I'm making at least 5 servings today, so I'll be making like 2 cups of quinoa, which would mean 4 cups of water. So I'm gonna wash my mushrooms, and yeah, I just fill up the bowl with water. And this is to make sure, because mushrooms do have dirt in it sometimes, and sometimes even bugs, so you just want to make sure you're getting all that out. Letting it soak in the bowl for a little bit. I used to not wash my organic mushrooms because mushrooms do have B12, natural B12 in it from the soil. I think it depends on the day. Sometimes I wash them, sometimes I don't. And there you have it, kids, clean mushrooms. There's a very specific way that you'll want to cut mushrooms when you're making sushi. I usually cut them in half first, only if they're really long. Like if it's this size, I don't cut them in half. You'll want to make sure that you're cutting them a long way, because when you roll them into the sushi, the seaweed, it's much easier to make it long way. That's how it looks so perfect when you make sushi. My quinoa is ready. And what I'm going to do is actually put it in a mixing bowl or whatever kind of bowl you'd like. Once I put it in there, I'm gonna place it in the fridge. And that is because, just like sushi rice, it must be cooled down and cold. If it's hot, it could make the seaweed wrap a little bit too moist and then break easily. Got it? Alright y'all, so right now what I'm gonna do is season the mushrooms before I place them onto the pot or the pan. So it actually makes it much easier when you're sauteing it, like, and marinating it before. I know I didn't measure that, but a tablespoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. This is optional, by the way, guys. If you wanted to keep the recipe alkaline, you could omit this. 1/4 teaspoon of ginger root. Oh my God, I played myself. Agave, I put a little of agave to balance out the savory, and I just really like when it comes to sushi, I really like eel sauce. So this is why I kind of put a little agave, because I like sugar. Okay, I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon. If you like it extra sweet, you could put 2. I might put more as I'm cooking it, because honestly, 1 teaspoon ain't really shit. For tahini, I put about a tablespoon. You want to put about 1 teaspoon of dill. Oh my gosh. I really love the smell of dill. I feel like it actually enhances all of the flavors that I'm putting into this concoction. Half a teaspoon of basil. About a teaspoon of sea salt. And with your clean hands, you're gonna mix it all around. The tahini is gonna be the roughest thing to try to mix, but it's gonna melt once you start to cook it. You can season it as much more as you like. Okay, so I have my cast iron pan right now on medium heat, and it's getting hot, and I'm about to put the marinated mushrooms onto the top of the pan. Now this is gonna take about, I would say probably 10 minutes to cook. Towards the end, you'll want to put it on medium-low and let it simmer for a while. These will definitely go down to a smaller size. So right now it looks pretty large. I'm going to turn it every few minutes so both sides get cooked. And we will keep you in tune with the progress.
Girl, you want to say something to the camera?
Yeah. Is it on? I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about my shit. What's up, y'all? I'm Kris Catalyst, and this is a little, you know, interlude. I'm waiting for my mushrooms. I'm sitting down in the kitchen because I'm a lazy ass. So sometimes I'll be getting creative in the kitchen, and this is how this recipe came about. So I was making sushi, I was on my Alkaline wave, and then I was like, man, I need to get creative because this shit is kind of boring. So yeah, I just made quinoa mushroom sushi with avocado, and it tasted super good. And then this is how it came out. And now I'm just rambling. Okay, I'm done talking. I'm gonna keep talking, ramble. So now we're gonna cut our avocados, and there's a special procedure that has to be done in order to make sushi sliced avocado. So what I do first is I cut it in half. Now that the mushrooms are ready, I will be placing all of them into a bowl to add to my sushi station. Alright, I'm about to introduce you guys to the sushi station. What you'll need is everything that you're putting into sushi, plus a bowl, a small bowl of water to dip your fingers in for when you are moistening the sheet of seaweed. Alright y'all, so we got the freshly cooked mushrooms, the quinoa that has been cooled down in the fridge for about 20 minutes, and our sliced avocado. I first add a good amount of quinoa to the sheet. And you want to have the shiny side of the seaweed down and the rough part up. You'll want to put about a centimeter thick of quinoa at the bottom and flatten it to mold it together. And you'll want to leave about half an inch at the top and half an inch at the bottom, so we're covering this area. So now that I have about a centimeter thick of quinoa along the area that I'd like, I'm gonna add the mushrooms to the middle in a horizontal manner. So now that our items are on the sushi table, we are ready to start rolling. So you want to grab it from the bottom, make sure you have the whole piece together, and roll it right over. And then you hold it tight. You want to have like kind of this angle of your hand. Make sure every part is airtight. You don't want to do it too hard because then you could rip the seaweed. Slowly roll, make sure it's airtight as you're rolling. And once you get to the part where you have to seal, you'll want to make sure that you have that part available, and you'll dip your fingers in some water and start rubbing the edges so that they soften up, creating a glue-like consistency for when you seal. Kind of like rolling a blunt or rolling a J. is like licking that bit. And now, this part, make sure you kind of firmly touch it so that you make sure the bottom is sealed. Yay! What up, y'all? Now that we have all of our sushi rolled, I will begin by cutting them into, the pieces. What's quite important in this step is that you need a really good knife. Preferably, I know this knife is dirty, but it's okay. It's been all in the same ingredients. It's very important that you gently cut, and that you might want a sushi knife. Usually they have like ridges at the end. I don't have that, but I'm gonna work with what I got. So what I do is I kind of cup one side of the sushi to hold it firmly, and then I gently cut down. I don't really put much pressure onto the roll because I would risk items falling out. Alright guys, here's my Alkaline vegan sushi. It has king trumpet mushrooms, quinoa, and avocado wrapped in seaweed with lots of different seasonings and made with lots of love. Thank you so much for watching. And if you would like a vegan condiment alternative to soy sauce, I put coconut aminos, that's also alkaline, as well as a little bit of agave. And we're going to do a quick taste test. Taste tester number 1, Talib, begin.
Oh wow. Bam. They actually did great. This is really good.
Say it with your chest.
Really good! So good!
Cut. Taste tester number 2, Shahrazad, begin.
He's going in.
Hold on, what was I gonna say? Okay.